Welcome to today's meditation. Find a comfortable position and let your eyes close when you're ready. Before we begin, a brief reflection on today's theme. There's a moment between waking and sleeping where you're neither here nor there, not yet dreaming, not fully awake, just floating. We rush through these gaps. The pause between finishing one task and starting the next. The silence after a question before the answer comes. The strange emptiness of a Sunday evening. We fill them with phones, plans, noise. Because not knowing where you are feels uncomfortable. But these in-between moments are where something honest lives. Before you decide who to be, before you put the mask back on, today we stay in that gap, not trying to get somewhere, just being between. Let your body be where it is. Not settled yet, not restless either. Somewhere in between. Notice your breath. That tiny pause at the top of the inhale before the exhale begins. And the pause at the bottom after the exhale ends, before the next breath starts. Your whole life is happening in those pauses. You just never stop to notice. Feel the weight of you. Not heavy, not light, just present. You don't need to arrive anywhere. You're already here, in the middle of things. And the middle is fine. Let your shoulders drop, not because they need to, just because they can. Notice your jaw. Let there be space between your teeth. Even your mouth can be between, not speaking, not silent on purpose, just quiet. We don't have a word for this place. Not happy, not sad, not busy, not bored, not beginning, not ending. We treat it like a failure of definition, like something is wrong because you can't name what you feel. But maybe it's not a failure. Maybe it's freedom. Think about how much energy you spend being something specific. Productive, positive, put together, okay? What happens in the gaps between those performances? When the meeting ends and the next one hasn't started. When you finish dinner and bedtime hasn't begun. When you're walking between two places and you're just walking. Those moments scare us a little. Because in them, you don't know who you are. And we've been taught that not knowing is dangerous. But not knowing is just honest. You don't always know what you feel. You don't always know what you want. You don't always know what's next. That's not confusion. That's being human. The confusion only starts when you demand certainty from moments that don't have any to give. Notice your hands right now. Are they doing anything? Probably not. They're between tasks, between holding, typing, scrolling, carrying, just resting. Hands at rest are beautiful in their uselessness. They don't need a purpose to exist. Neither do you. We sprint from one state to the next, morning to busy, busy to tired, tired to sleep, sleep to morning again. Always arriving somewhere, always becoming something. But between those arrivals, there are doorways. You pass through them so fast, you never look around. Today, we stop in the doorway. What lives here? When you're not trying to be anything, when you're not performing a role, when nobody is watching, including you. What's left? Maybe something quieter than you expected. Not empty, just undecorated. A room before you fill it with furniture. Still a room, still whole. Just open. There's a reason we're uncomfortable with the in-between. Society runs on categories. Are you happy or sad? Successful or struggling? Healing or broken? Pick one. Check the box. But you're not a checkbox. You're a process. And processes don't stop at neat categories. They flow through them. Think about water between ice and steam. It's just water. Not failing at being ice. Not rushing to become steam. Just being what it is at the temperature it's at. What if you could do that? Just be what you are at whatever temperature life has you at right now. The in-between is where change actually happens. Not in the big decisions, not in the dramatic moments, in the pauses, the spaces between. The caterpillar in the cocoon isn't a caterpillar anymore, but it's not yet a butterfly. It's something unnamed, something in process. And that stage, the one with no name, is where the real transformation lives. You might be between things right now, between jobs, between relationships, between who you were and who you're becoming, between being fine and admitting you're not. And your instinct is to rush through it, to get to the other side, to be something definite again. But what if the rushing is what keeps you stuck? What if the gap is the point? Not something to endure, but something to inhabit. The seed underground isn't failing, it's becoming. It just can't see itself yet. Notice something. Right now, you're between thoughts. One just ended. The next one hasn't formed yet. Can you feel that space? It's tiny, maybe half a second, but it's there. And in that half second, you're not your thoughts, you're not your story, you're not your problems. You're just aware. That's the between state. Not empty, alive. We spend so much time trying to get somewhere, trying to feel better, trying to figure things out, trying to become the next version of ourselves. But all of that trying happens in the future. And you live here, in the gap between the last moment and the next. Always in the gap. Always between. What if you stopped treating that as a problem? What if between is not a waiting room? What if it's the whole house? Feel your breath again. That gap between the in and the out. Stay there for a moment, in the space where nothing is happening. Nothing needs to happen. This moment has no agenda, no label, no demand. It's between, and between is enough. Here's what you carry from this. The next time you find yourself in a gap, between tasks, between moods, between knowing and not knowing. Don't rush to fill it. Just notice it. Let it be unnamed. Let it be open. Let it be what it is. Not just in meditation, but in the ordinary Tuesday afternoon when you're staring at a wall and you don't know why. That's the in-between, and it's not wasted time. It's the realest time you have. Start to notice the room around you. Sounds nearby. Sounds further away. The temperature of the air on your skin. The surface beneath you. Feel your body. Fingers, toes. The weight of you still here, still between one moment and the next. No rush to move. You're between this meditation and whatever comes next. Stay a moment longer. When you're ready, let your eyes open. Carry the gap with you. It's where you're most real. Thank you for practicing with me today. See you next time, because meditation should be free.